Hey everybody, and welcome to We Live in Color. I'm your host, Deontay Damper, and I'm so excited about this guest we have today. But before we get into all that, I need you to do me a favor. Like, share, and subscribe to Converge Media, where you can learn more about the Emmy Award winning The Day with Trey, Back to Basa, and more. Go to Where We Converge to find out why Black media matters. And you know who else matters, what city matters to us the most? No different from Seattle and all around the Northwest, it's Tacoma. Tacoma has really been a compass for community members, Black community members, as well as community members. We got shipped out there, pushed out there through gentrification. And what I've been loving is a resurgence of the access of care community leaders are giving to Tacoma. We have people as young as 18 running for office. And I think that speaks precedence to that the voices of the youth are really starting to lift up community. So that's why I am so happy to have my guest, Malachi Cabera, here. How are you?
I am great. How are you?
I am good. Sorry the introduction was long, but I'm just so excited about when I see young folks, specifically coming from Tacoma,
Yes.
out here, ready to choosing leadership.
Yes, absolutely.
And I love that, right? And you, what I love so much about the work that I've read up on you is that you've already been doing this
Yep.
for a long time. So
Yep.
tell us about your journey. You're from Brooklyn?
Yep. So I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Came out here in 2011. My stepfather was active duty military. So like most Washingtonian families, we decided to settle here. So I was 7 years old, practically raised in Pierce County. I do consider Tacoma my home. But what brought me specifically to politics is I joined the YMCA Youth in Government at the age of 13. And that is what really taught me how to navigate government, how to make bills, how to learn about legislation. And that's what really geared my interests. From there, I was a Senate page at 14.
Okay, now what is a Senate page?
Now, the Senate page program is phenomenal. This is a program where 14 to 18-year-olds, I believe, don't quote me on the age, they're able to go down to Olympia and be a page. And I always say it's like glorified male people for the Senate, for both the House and the Senate. So I was on the Senate side, and I got to work directly with senators, passing notes to them, being on the floor with them, learning from them. We also did something called Page School, where we had to like learn more about the legislature. So it was just a fantastic way to really know about your legislatures, your government, and how it works. And it's for a week. So it's not just a one-day program. You're there for a week, and it's from all across the state. So we had people as far from Walla Walla come and join us. Fortunately, I was able to commute with my mom. So that wasn't too much of a hassle, but it's just fantastic. So that was what really got me face-to-face interaction with my legislatures.
What did you learn about policy at that time? I mean, I'm 40 years old, and I did not learn that policy really makes things happen until I was like a good 30, 35.
Right.
So what are some of the tips that you can give to community members about policy work?
To really ask questions. Um, uh, as a community, we tend to focus more just what's happening on the federal level, and we sometimes disregard what's happening on the local level, from the legislature to your city council members to your parks board. A lot of the things that tends to impact people's lives tend to come from local policy. So if you don't know about policy or if you have questions about policy, don't hesitate to reach out to your representative, and they will or tend to be a lot more responsive when you have specific questions. Or I always recommend people, if they have the time, of course, to go down to Olympia during session and listen into different committees. So my tip to community would be to never be afraid to ask questions,
Yeah.
especially directly from your representatives, whoever that may be. Ask those questions, learn, be engaged, be informed about what's going on in your community, because more than likely it's going to impact your life.
Absolutely. And I mean, to be in that position as a page so young, are there any particular senators or state legislative folks that you looked up to?
Yeah, there was a lot.
Okay.
When I was in the Senate Page program, I worked a lot with Senator, at the time, Senator Joe Wynn. Now he's the Director of Commerce under Bob Ferguson. But I'm still connected with his office. Rosa May, who now works for a King County member or a council member. We still talk. Senator Joe Wynn, I know he's off doing big and amazing things, but I try to be informed and see what he's up to. And there was lots of other legislatures as well. The late Frank Chop was also someone that I got to learn from and speak directly with. Melanie Morgan, the 29th, was someone that I learned a
I
lot from
love Melanie
as
Morgan.
well. Yes.
What I love about Melanie Morgan, or in some of her work, is that it's always been inclusive in lifting up Black and brown folks, especially in the areas of policy to lift up LGBTQ community members.
Yes.
Speaking of which, what did you learn? What have you learned about policies towards LGBTQ folks, especially during this time? I know that we're under a big challenge, right?
Right.
So, what are some of the things that you've seen come out in policy that you've looked at?
We need more of it. We need more policy protecting our LGBTQ folks. It needs to be, in my opinion, it needs to be embedded with how we make policies, and it has to come from directly from the community. And someone who is Black and gay, I also recognize that I face multiple challenges, just as a queer Black man. So I want to say, don't make a policy just around the LGBTQ community. Make a policy on what the LGBTQ community really wants and what they need, right? Because that's one thing that I did learn in Olympia, is that sometimes we need to hear more from community. And more importantly, our government needs to meet community where they're at. So once we get those two components like locked down, we're able to really craft policy that is more intentional and more impactful, is when government meets community where they're at directly to hear about what are some of the challenges they're facing, opposed to just saying, here's what I heard or here's what I've seen, opposed to saying, this is what I know.
Right. This is what I know because I was thoroughly engaged.
Exactly.
But I know that you've seen that vision of like wanting to be engaged in community.
Yes.
And you, June 7th, you had made a really big announcement, and we're going to talk about that announcement when we come back. We're going to take one break. You're watching We Live in Color.
Here on Back to Basa, it's always been important to me that we uplift stories from across the region, and that no matter where you live in the nation, you never have to miss a moment of the show, as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Basa journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV, as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities.
Hey, besties!
What is a bestie?
I like you.
She's fun.
It's about to be a good time!
She's always looking out for you.
Since you're my bestie, I will handle it for you.
She makes you think.
Here to uplift and empower.
She's always encouraging.
You are that girl!
Chelsea Edwards, your bestie in daytime.
I get the spiritual moments.
Chatting with Chelsea. New episodes weekdays at 5:30 or stream anytime on Fox Soul.
Hello, welcome to Elite Insights with Carlos Imani. We're looking to offer an in-depth look at event production industry through the lens of client experiences and joint successes. The podcast will emphasize guest interviews, focusing on client discussing their fields and reflecting on their collaboration with Elite Collective. Again, you're with Elite Insights. Carlos Imani here. See you guys in a few.
Hey, welcome back to We Live in Color. I am Deontay Damper, and I am here with Malachi Cabera. Brother, we were talking about this new position that you're embarking on.
Yes.
And something that you said during the break just really kind of just stood out to me. You said, I didn't see any representation of myself.
Yeah.
And what does that mean?
Yeah. As someone who got involved very early, I wanted to see more specifically gay Black men in politics. And frankly speaking, I didn't see that much of it, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. So I had to create that representation, and I decided to run because I want people my age and younger, or even older, anybody, to say like somebody did it. Someone had the energy, had the youth, had the ambition to run and make a difference in the community. And hopefully the results come out the way that I wanted in November. But more importantly, I just wanted to make sure that that representation was saw during this campaign. And so far, I think I've been pretty successful in showing and highlighting the work that I've been doing.
Yes, you have. And that is beautiful. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to wait. I'm going to do it. The time is now. And you're running within position 2.
Yeah.
And can you even tell what exactly the title of that position and what area is position 2?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Parks Tacoma Commissioner position number 2. Metro Parks Tacoma was the original name. They just got rebranded in January as now Parks Tacoma. So I'm running for Parks Tacoma Commissioner position number 2. And it's a citywide race. So if you're a resident of Tacoma, I'll be on your ballot. And what that entails is the Parks District is actually separate from the city of Tacoma. And a lot of people don't realize that. They just think, oh, the city is operates everything. But the Parks District has been around for over 100 years now. And so they do have their own elected body of 5 commissioners. And they create the policy, the budget, and choose the executive director to help manage our park system. And they also help oversee the various youth programs and senior care programs. A big responsibility that the Parks District just took on is they absorbed 2 senior care facilities. So now we're also going to be overseeing senior care citizens in the city as well, which is an opportunity to really see how we can help community regardless of where you're at or your age or your identity, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, one, thank you for that. But, and you spoke on something that really kind of sticks out to me. You talked about youth and you talk about seniors.
Yes.
And most of the time, when people are running, they always engage in the youth. Why is it important to make sure we're lifting up our elders, especially in the areas?
Absolutely. So our park system, they benefit everybody. And I'm running on a campaign that we need representation, we need voices in all areas of our community. And the elder community is a big part of that. You mostly see 2 demographics primarily at parks, youth and kids, and older folks. And that's because they want a place to go too. I'm also serve on the Active Lifestyles and Community Wellness Advisory Council. Long title, I know.
I was about to say, wait a minute. Say it one more time so people get it.
The Active Lifestyles and Community Wellness Advisory Council. Okay. And we're a council that is made of all diverse voices in our community. And one thing that I hear from my colleagues is that we need more things to do as elder people. We bird watching, we want hikes, we want trails, right? Of course, I think it's important that we're highlighting the youth voices in our community, but more importantly, the elder voices too, because they want places to go too.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one thing that I was reading, and one of my friends we were talking about you running because they actually live in your district.
Thank you.
They said, he's so young, so young. And and the person that you are running against, as well as a veteran in the game. But you have such a long resume. But how do you feel like when people are like, oh, he's too young to run? How does that feel?
I would ask them, would they feel the same way if I was 10 years older? And why? For folks that think, age is a qualifying factor for office, I combat that a lot because we need to start uplifting voices. And regardless of your age, it's more about, do you have the passion to represent this community? Do you have the grit to listen to community and hear the needs? And so far, I've proven that I have that passion, I have that grit, and I have determination to really meet community where they're at, regardless of my age. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is beautiful, and we're talking about Tacoma here. There has been we here at the studio in community. There are so many different community orgs out there in Tacoma. There's a really big uplift about Tacoma that we've seen that I love. Why do you love Tacoma?
Tacoma's always been my home. Regardless of where I was born, I know I said earlier I was born in Brooklyn, but Tacoma is my home. I always got that sense of community in Tacoma. I like going to the grocery store and seeing people that I know. I like working, at my nonprofit job and seeing the impact that I make on Tacoma residents every single day. There's no other place that I would be other than Tacoma.
See, oh, that's a beautiful letter. So now we're now in the primary. What are some of the other goals that you have with running for this position that people need to know?
Yeah. Equitable investment. That's the biggest key, one of my top priorities for this campaign if I win. I live in South Tacoma. Currently, none of the commissioners appointed or elected reside south of the freeway, so south of Highway 16. So as someone who lives in South Tacoma and see the impact that our parks have in South Tacoma, South and the East Side, it's lacking investment. You know, I want to see more tree canopies in South Tacoma. I want to see more amenities in South Tacoma. And not to say that we just not see that in North Tacoma. We just see that in all zip codes of our city, because the park system, again, it benefits everybody. So making that point to equitable access and investment is really key for me, especially as a South Tacoma resident.
Yeah, I think that is extremely important, especially in not just in the District of Tacoma, but just really in the Pacific Northwest in general.
Yes.
Equitable investment that takes engagement
Yes.
and authenticity.
Absolutely.
So I'm super excited about you running, and I think that we do deal with the ageism issue.
Absolutely.
But I think that you standing tall is speaking volumes to not just the younger folks, but also some of our elders who didn't get an opportunity to do it. But we're going to talk a little bit more about you running, and we're going to do our We Live in Color tribute right after this break. You're watching We Live in Color.
Working with Benjamin has been totally different than working with a traditional bank.
They're real, and they meet you right where you stand.
I was recently funded, and that money has just changed the trajectory of what we're able to do and our output. This has been just more than just funding or a one-on-one connect. It's been an opportunity for us to really grow and connect and build roots within the community.
As a small business owner, you need to put your faith into the right people, and they seem like good people to put their faith into.
In Seattle, it's more than just coffee. It's community. At the station, we brew more than just your favorite cup. We brew connection. From Beacon Hill to Columbia City, we're a space for artists, activists, and everyone in between. A place to gather, create, and simply be. Whether you need a quiet place to work, a lively spot to meet friends, or just a moment to unwind, find your place at the station. More than coffee, it's home. Visit us in Beacon Hill or Columbia City. The station, where community happens. Here on Back to Vesa, it's always been important to me that we uplift stories from across the region, and that no matter where you live in the nation, you never have to miss a moment of the show as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Vesa journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities.
Hey, and we're back with We Live in Color. I'm here with my brother Malachi. Now, brother, we do here in the Black Media Matter studio, well, here on We Live in Color, is we do a We Live in Color tribute, where we celebrate someone who has helped us live in color. Who has helped you live in color?
I would say my father.
What's his name? We're going to lift him up.
Malachi Cabera. He is no longer with me to this day. Actually, yesterday was his anniversary of his passing 14 years ago. And although he's not with me, I still feel his spirit. I'm still building his legacy. And more importantly, I still feel him guiding me to always do the right thing and get me to where I want to go.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
How do you think your father would feel about you running?
I would say confused, like, what are you doing? But more importantly, proud. I think he would be proud of me. One thing that's really big in my family is living as your true self. And right now, my true self, my true calling was serving my community. And being a parks commissioner, although it may seem minuscule to a lot of folks who focus on what's happening in the big arena, it's important to me because as parks commissioner, you're always in community and you're always listening to how we can make the Parks District better. And more importantly, you literally see the impact that you have, whether it's a playground, a swing, a program, a community center. You see that every day. So I think my father will be proud of the work that I'm doing.
That's beautiful. Well, we are here. We're proud of you. So we thank you so much for even blessing us with your presence today.
Absolutely.
But I do want to do a community call to action. So do me a favor. You ready?
Absolutely.
Okay. Look right there in that camera and give the community call.
My call to community is to vote. Vote with intention. Vote for who you want to see. Vote for someone who reflects your values and your belongings. And if that person is me, get engaged. Call me. Text me. Check out my website, Malachi Cabera for Parks. This is going to be a long road to November. And I'm going to need every single community member to show that you have my back. So whether it's calling me with words of encouragement, whether it's volunteering to canvas with me on the weekends, or phone banking or text banking, I'm gonna need it. Whether it's donating, so I can spread my message and voice and vision for our park system to the 220,000 people who live in Tacoma. I'm gonna need it all. So please vote, please be engaged, please call me, and please be curious to learn more about what you can do to help local leaders who are running in your area. So that's my call to action, Tacoma. Let's get it done.
Oh, that was good. You ate that. That was good. Oh my
Thank
God.
you, thank you.
No, you did so amazing. I just want to thank you for
Absolutely
coming into the studio. And above all else, like, to be so young, I wish I had that confidence in myself at the age that you're at. And I can't vote in Tacoma, but I just really appreciate you leading with heart first.
Absolutely.
And I hope
it's
that
important.
People that see this are able to see that and see your vision. So thank you so much for coming.
And again, thank you for having me. This is just an amazing opportunity to share more about what's going on with the campaign, and more importantly, to show community, like, there are people out there who care about you, who want to represent you, right? Who want to show, like, we can work together to get things done. So this was just a fantastic opportunity, and I just appreciate you helping me with this.
Well, you're a blessing. Thank you so much. And thank you, community. Thank you for watching. So grateful for my guest today, Malachi. You're amazing.
Thank
but
you.
Above all else, join us next Thursday. Same We Live in Color time. Same We Live in Color channel. Remember to walk with love. Have a great day.